Top 10 Most Powerful Militaries in Africa 2022. The military is considered to be a very important and vital part of a country and its security. Every year, countries allocate a huge budget fighting battles and protecting their territories. Each country takes different special initiatives in a bid to strengthen itself militarily. So in this video, we will discuss the top 10 most powerful militaries in Africa of 2022. But before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button to never miss out on any of our videos. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Number 10. Tunisia. The Tunisian army is made up of 3 brigades: Saharan Territorial Group, Special Forces Group, and Military Police. The Tunisian armed forces have participated in peacekeeping missions, particularly during the Rwanda genocide, and have been driven into border combat with Libyan rebels during the civil conflict in 2011. They have 900 armored battle vehicles, 350 tanks, a combined manpower of nearly 5 million, 139 aircraft, and a fleet of 50 ships. The country has a power index of 1.366 and an active personnel of 48,000. In 2022, Tunisia budgeted about $1.18 billion for defense, becoming one of the leading African countries for defense spending in 2022. Number 9. Sudan. Sudan, officially the Republic of the Sudan, is a country in Northeast Africa. It shares borders with the Central African Republic to the southwest, Chad to the west, Egypt to the north, Eritrea to the northeast, Ethiopia to the southeast, Libya to the northwest, South Sudan to the south, and the Red Sea. The civil war-prone country is among Africa's top 10 militaries. Despite the insecurity and economic turmoil in 2022, Sudan budgeted $2.5 billion for defense. The country boasts about 24,000 active frontline military soldiers, as well as a sizable arsenal of weapons. 46 fighter jets, 43 helicopters, 690 combat tanks, 400 armored fighting vehicles, and 12 naval patrol ships are among their assets. Sudan has a well-organized military force that comprises about 210,000 active personnel. Number 8. Libya. Libya has the 8th most powerful national armed force in Africa. Libya, officially the State of Libya, is a country in the Maghreb region of North Africa. It is bordered by the Mediterranean Sea to the north, Egypt to the east, Sudan to the southeast, Chad to the south, Niger to the southwest, Algeria to the west, and Tunisia to the northwest. The North African country has more than 76,000 troops, over 400 armored tanks, and 50 warplanes protecting over 6 million Libyans. Despite the civil war that rocked the country in 2011, Libya's military remains one of the best in Africa. The nation's military boasts 17 fighter aircraft, 6 attack helicopters, 250 combat tanks, 450 armored fighting vehicles, and 55 rocket projectors. In 2022, Libya spent $3.5 billion on defense. Number 7. Angola. Angola is a southern African nation whose varied terrain encompasses tropical Atlantic beaches, a labyrinthine system of rivers, and sub-Saharan desert that extends across the border into Namibia. The country's colonial history is reflected in its Portuguese-influenced cuisine and its landmarks, including Fortaleza de São Miguel, a fortress built by the Portuguese in 1576 to defend the capital, Luanda. Angola now has 107,000 active frontline military personnel, as well as 100,000 paramilitary personnel. Natural resources, including oil and diamonds, have been used to improve the country and have allowed it to have one of the most powerful militaries in Africa. The Angolan government's ties with Russia have resulted in the majority of their weapons coming from Russia. The country's defense budget for 2022 was $1.06 billion. Number 6. Ethiopia. Ethiopia, in the Horn of Africa, is a rugged landlocked country split by the Great Rift Valley. With archaeological finds dating back more than 3 million years, it's a place of ancient culture. Among its important sites are Lalibela and its rock-cut Christian churches from the 12th to 13th centuries. Ethiopia boasts East Africa's most powerful military and maintains a force of almost 162,000 well-trained soldiers. Ethiopia has 24 fighter jets, 400 tanks, 114 armored battle vehicles, 183 rocket launchers, 67 self-propelled artillery pieces, and 650 towed artillery pieces. Along with its impressive military hardware, it also boasts one of the continent's largest populations, providing it with a massive army when needed. Number 5. Morocco. Occupying the 5th position on our list in the top 10 most powerful military forces in Africa is Morocco. Morocco, a North African country bordering the Atlantic Ocean and Mediterranean Sea, is distinguished by its Berber, Arabian, and European cultural influences. The country has an active military personnel of 200,000 and a reserve personnel of 150,000. The country's global firepower score is 0.875. Morocco boasts 249 total aircraft fleet, 3,335 tank strength, 3,500 armored vehicles, and 517 self-propelled artillery. Morocco has a naval strength of 121. The nation's military budget for 2022 was $6.17 billion. Number 4. Nigeria. Nigeria has the 4th strongest military force in Africa. The nation is one of the largest uniformed combat services in Africa, with over 223,000 active personnel and no reserve personnel. Nigeria budgeted about 2.41 trillion naira, or $5.9 billion, for defense in 2022. The country boasts 13,362 aircraft comprising fighter aircraft, transport aircraft, 39,000 armored fighting vehicles, 5,800 tanks, 1,197 self-propelling rockets. Sadly, despite the country's military might, the country is not able to overcome Boko Haram that is troubling the northern region of the country, as well as the huge security challenges that have escalated to other regions of the country. Number 3. Algeria. Algeria has the 3rd most powerful military force in Africa. Algeria is a North African country with a Mediterranean coastline and a Saharan desert interior. Many empires have left legacies here, such as the ancient Roman ruins in seaside Tapaza. The nation has active personnel of 130,000 and reserve personnel of 135,000. In 2022, Algeria budgeted about $9.7 billion for defense, the highest in defense budget in Africa in 2022. Algeria has the aircraft assets of 552, including 103 fighter aircraft, dedicated attack aircraft of 22, 11 transport aircraft, 87 trainers aircraft, 9 special mission aircraft, and 268 helicopters. For land army, Algeria has a tank strength of 2,196 and 6,461 armored vehicles, as well as 545 self-propelled artillery. In addition, the nation also has a naval fleet of 201. Number 2. South Africa. The nation boasts 225 aircraft, including 17 fighter aircraft, 7 special mission aircraft, 22 transport aircraft, 88 trainer aircraft, and 91 helicopters. It also has in its armory 195 combat tanks, 2,565 armored fighting vehicles, 43 self-propelled artillery, 82 towered artillery, and 50 rocket projectors. In addition, the country has a naval strength of 47. In 2022, South Africa budgeted around $2.9 billion for defense. South Africa has the strongest military force in sub-Saharan Africa, but is second to Egypt on the continent. The nation has 72,000 active military personnel and 15,000 reserve personnel. It is interesting to note that South Africa is reputed for its land power. In recent years, the nation's naval and air power have been on the decline. Number 1. Egypt. Egypt has the most powerful military force in Africa. At the time of writing this post, the country has 465 combat aircraft and 214 armed helicopters. The Egyptian Air Force has 240 F-16 Fighting Falcon fighters, the 4th largest in the world, after the United States, Israel, and Turkey. There are 685,000 total personnel in the Egyptian military. Of these, 310,000 are active and 375,000 personnel are on the reserve. For the foreseeable future, the Egyptian military forces will remain the strongest in the continent thanks to its spending power, a large collection of combat units, and elite special forces. That was all about the top 10 most powerful militaries in Africa 2022. Thank you guys for watching. If you want more videos like this, make sure to like the video and hit the subscribe button, and we will see you in the next video.